People in here, and then we will commence to the ignorance. I just went live. All right, there we go. Some people in here. And then we will commence to the getting on. Right at center. What's up, Mr. Wilson? How's it going, my brother? And Red Solo. What's up, man? How's it going? Today we are going to turn. I've got. Yeah, hello real quick. Stuart, don't blow your shop up, dude. I'm going to talk about that in a minute, and I'm going to tell you some shit that I'm going to say it in front of everybody. All right, so we're getting a couple people in here, so I'll kind of give you all a preview. I hit up an estate sale yesterday. It's the first one I've ever been to. I actually went looking for paste wax and shit like that. But couldn't find no paste wax, no chucks, no gouges, none of the stuff I normally look for. What's up, Lawrence? How's it going, bro? But I did find a metric shit ton of wood. It was an older guy passed away. He was like, I think they said he was like 89 years old, and he was still woodworking until up to like the very end. One, I felt really weird dicking around in someone else's shop. I can't stress that enough. That felt weird. Like I would be salty if someone came in and was digging around in my shop. But it was pretty cool. After everybody cleared out, I kind of like got with the people was there, and I was like, hey, that big Monrovian workbench that you're selling there, it's got 2 screw leg vices and a Swanson vice on the side of it, all the bench dogs and the hold fast and everything. Please don't sell that for $300 like you're marketing. That's worth a lot more. And they were pretty cool about it. But I picked up a metric shit ton of wood, like a whole bunch of wood. And I thought it was all ash. And I was wrong. And this wood is like thick. Here's a piece I quartered up. This is 4.5 inches thick. And I got like beams of this stuff. Every bit of it's maple. I was just complaining in the live the other day about how I don't have maple and stuff like that. And I kind of lucked out, and I got a ton of maple out of this ordeal. I got that, and I went ahead and I picked up some cedar beam, too. He had some cedar beams, pretty good condition. I'm going to use those when I first crack into this today, just to, like, get the, the flow of thing back. It's been a few days since I turned. What's up, Jeff? I don't think I have any problems digging through people's stuff either. And then I've got these 2 walnut and cherry blanks glued up. I'm going to make kind of a 2 round jars with the inside lip that kind of lock into each other, do like a decorative ring on top of them, nothing too crazy. But from here on out, all the turnings that I do, they are geared towards my big show in October. So I'm going to be turning out mass amounts of stuff. But the big score from this whole ordeal, other than the maple, is check these bad boys out. I've been looking for a set of these for a while. This one's just got the 2 pins on it for the tenons. This one for wall thickness. They both work. They're both super old Stanleys. And I got literally the back of a Kia Sorento full of these big blocks of wood. We cut them up with the guy's saw there so I could fit them in it. And these for $19. You couldn't buy the one maple blank that I cut up for $19. So I'm pretty excited about that. Now, with everything said and done, I got 2 of these little cedar blanks. They're going to kind of be like a test run for what I'm wanting to do with the walnut blanks. It's going to be very round, straight walled. It's going to have a lip on top. They're going to sit within each other. It's going to be kind of like a jewelry box or something like that. So, yeah, $19. I only had 19 cash on me. They said they took Venmo, but I didn't want to spend my Venmo money. So I offered him $19. If you guys haven't yet, please check out the other channels. Michael Wilson, Jeff, all those guys, Phenomenal Turners, the Shoops. Billy Shoot can put a shine on some shit you couldn't believe. Got a fresh grind on my bowl gouge here. I am going to try a new angle here with you guys to kind of let you see what exactly the hell I'm doing here. I want it to kind of be higher up. And looking down. That might work. Although it does make it a little bit weirder for me to see the comments. So please smash the like button, all that cool stuff. Let me get you guys centered up there. I'll try to follow along with the comments as best as I can. This is some cedar. I got a good bit of this. I don't know how it's going to turn. I've never turned this wood before, or this particular wood before. Let me get my watch off. And we'll get into there. It's just mounted up in a worm screw. No tailstock support. This is a fairly small piece. I'll lower down my tailstock so I can work with this bottom wing here. Once I establish round on this, I'll take off the rest of it. Can't tell, the shelf's too short. I think I still got a couple. I'm almost there. All right, that's round. That's got a pretty good burnish on it. Bring my tailstock around a little bit so I can get into the side of this. I'm gonna turn the speed up a little bit, nothing too crazy. Gonna roll around a grand, 1200. I don't like pushing past the edge of it because you get mad tear out on the back of it. Cedar's already a soft wood. Now we'll make the walls of this straight. Run a real quick line down it. Run that bead down the side of this. Got to remember that this is only on here with a worm screw. share scraping. We should be real good and round, straight sides now. Okay, so that's what was giving me a little bit of problem right there. That's not that big of a deal. We're going to taper the top part of that in anyways, because this is going to be the base of this. We'll go ahead and I'm going to clean up the bottom of this, and then we're going to cut our mortise in there. Drop that below center. We can cut with the bottom wing. Smooth. All right. First time getting to use these Warlocks. Pretty excited about that. Way easier than calipers. Way easier than calipers. What's up, Eric? How's it going, brother? New roots. All my peoples. Slide this back out the way just a little bit. It's kind of annoying me. There we go. Going to use the square nose scraper. Don't have to go super deep on this. Oh, bumped that. Sorry about that, guys. Now that we've got that established, we're going to put the little bit of a dovetail on the inside of it. Use my small skew for that. Nothing too crazy. One thing I do want to do, and I've been trying to do this on all my stuff, from this point here to here, I'm going to give it just a slight bit of a concave. To ensure that it sits flat on the table, or wherever the hell they put it. Shouldn't need a whole lot of sanding on this, but let's pop her back here and eyeball it and see what we got. I do have a little bit of rough grain up here on the side where the knot is and everything like that, but I don't think we're going to have a whole lot of problems with it. Give me just a second and we'll get in here. Okay, well, I slid that back up there. Don't necessarily need it right now. Slow her down for sanding a little bit. What's up, Miss Francis? How's it going? Just a slight rounding on the edge there. Turn the speed up a little bit. So here, as of lately, whenever I can't sleep at night, I've been watching a lot of Richard Raffin. And kind of grown a liking to him because whenever he does his videos and stuff, like, he don't try to cover up mistakes or anything like that. He just, like, fixes them and moves on. little ring on the bottom. My wife yelling for the dog. What the fuck is she doing? Okay, so I need my... So here's our bottom piece. I kind of like the happy accidents approach, but could be wrong. Okay, here's going to be the top piece. Now this one does worry me a little bit because the reddening over here on the cedar, it does have some crazy looking ingrain on it. Hoping that don't like become an issue. And before we hollow out the first one, I want to do this so I can make these the exact same diameter. Not just by caliper and scale, but by eye as well. That way if we have to make any quick changes or anything like that, we know exactly what to do. Just drop my detail spindle. Don't want to do that. Okay. So we're back up there. Still got a good edge of my gouge. Bring this in. Not that far, because that was dumb. Ow. Didn't want to do that. See what our diameter is on that compared to this. I don't think we're flat yet. No, we're not. I gotta fix that. Holy hell. Good thing this is the lid. Yeah. We're going to shore this off a little bit now. Which was not exactly what I was wanting to do, but we'll make it. Make sure we're... Okay, we got about 9% of that broken grain out of there. Okay. So it looks like we should be able to make this work. If I don't poke through the hole to the bottom of this, if I do, I just chop another piece off of it. But this is good warm-up stuff. Damn flies around here are like... All right. Hopefully that's got us back down to where the same size as that. And we got room to work. I mean, I'd do me. Wife just screamed out and called me a sexy motherfucker from the outside. Someone's ass is getting laid tonight. Yes, chesticles. I do got some overhang there, so I have to move my tool rest. But yeah. See how this is still marking up. I know that I got room to play with on the sides of it. I just don't want to go below that, you know what I mean? We'll get it rounded off, we'll shape it. Right up to the very edge. Don't break off the back grain. Come in and sure cut that from the sides. See what we're working. Shoops! Damn it. Somebody remember that. They sent 5. I'll put them on the wheel here in a minute. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see that. We got just a little bit of an edge, but not a whole lot. And I really want to emphasize on the grain of that cedar. Even though cedar is commonly known as a cheaper wood or a less costly wood, you can really do some beautiful stuff with cedar. Case in point, Billy Shoop. Man could shine up a dog turd if you'd give him enough fucking shine juice and Scotch-Brite. Alright, so a little bit more, not a whole lot. I could shape that, but I want to get the final edge. Trying not to find my worm screw through this end. I think that's making you like part of the reverse funnel plug. A little bit more off the sides. A bit more. That's going to be close enough for government work right now, kind of. Still got to sand it. And cut our indent at the top of it. So, sand this real quick. What's up, Tim's List? I'm riding a half mast, Mike Wilson, I ain't gonna lie. Okay, so this is right about where we want it. Damn near on the money where we want it. We're going to put it's not necessarily going to be domed in the top of it. We're going to put a raised bead around the edge of it. And then I'm going to hide our mortise in the center of that, so I'll be able to flip it and all that cool stuff. So for that, we are going to bust out the old spindle detail. It's got a fairly decent edge on it. I haven't sharpened it since the last time I was out here, but I didn't do anything, a lot of crazy stuff whenever I was turning that massive ass cherry bowl that's still got dust in my floorboard. Alright, so turn the speed down a little bit because we are cutting into some crazy shit here. There's that. There's that. That's in there. And then we are going to bust out the old cheap ass calipers, as Mike Wilson would call them. That's where we're going to do our domed mortise for the chuck. Stay, Billy. I'm not gonna lie. I watched Bill and Heidi make this badass little, it was like cedar and I wanted to say walnut. I'm pretty sure it was walnut. Cedar and walnut thing with a lid on it the other day. And I've had a lady asking me for a particular kind of note box for a while that she got. I guess whenever her and her husband were in school or whatever, she still got all the notes that he wrote her and everything like that, and some sentimental shit. But I've had the request for this for a while, and I've had a vision in my head, and the way they done it was just so damn simple that it wasn't even funny. Damn, I hope that holds. That's one of the prettiest domes I've done. Right here in between these two lines, I'm going to take my coding tool, put a slight cove in there. Not nothing too crazy. See what she looks like before we give her some love. Needs to be sanded, of course. But we got that. I think I'm gonna put another ring right there in the center. That way, if she wants this, initials or something like that, she can have them sons of bitches engraved in the center of it. Just gonna put walk it in, walk it out, just like that. Sand this up. Billy Shoop has me on the prowl for paste wax or Johnson's finishing wax. Was the whole damn reason I went to the estate sale yesterday. Came out with wood and old ass calipers, and I'm not gonna lie, a slight erection over that damn workbench. Soften up the edges on top of that just a little bit. Knock out any of the dust we got in the dovetail. So, Okay. We are going to, chances are we're probably not going to be messing with this side of the bowl that much anymore. So I think it's only right that we, go ahead and finish it right now. One thing I don't like doing on cedar, might just might just be a personal preference. I don't like putting oils and beeswaxes and stuff on the inside of the vessel. I want the outside of it to be very pretty, of course. But people like that cedar smell. It reminds them of cedar chest and stuff like that. So I don't really finish the insides of it. I'll put a shine on the outside of it, but I will not put anything on the inside of it. Like, I don't finish the inside of my cedar jewelry boxes and stuff like that. Man, that is actually really pretty. I'm pretty tickled with that. Okay, let me get the goop. Who done that? How many wheel spins do I have now? Jesus God, that's another 3 already. Billy Shoop is just wanting to get one of my gadgets here so he can compare my finish to his finish on the live internet and roast me and shit. It's a joke. It's really a joke. I was legit in their chat the other day taking notes on how that man does his finishes. I don't know how he does it, but I need to know. And he gave me a very, very good step-by-step detail on how he does it. I don't know if you guys have checked out the Shoop's Wood Shop. I'm sure most of you guys have. I like to listen to them argue and be hoodlums and shit. But if you guys get a chance at all, and you ever get to watch Billy Shoop finish a bowl, that shit is crazy, because he will take almost as long as he did to make the bowl to finish the bowl, and when it's done, it looks like someone poured glass all over it. Alright, there's that. I'm going to set you over here and make you the dedicated oil rag for the day. Thank you for sharing it, man. New roots. I used to use cedar closets and then turn and finish. You go back. Like, keeps the cedar smell. Light sand them every year. I did not know that, dude. I thought once you put the beeswax and stuff on there, it was just there. That was it from now on. Nasty ass whacking sock. Should accent all of our colors. See what we got going on there. Evan, hold on a minute. Let me get this damn thing going before I run out. I got Shoots on here for 3, and I got Evan on here, or Eric on here for 2. Y'all killing me. ERIC. ERI. Shit. IC. Enter. SHOUPS. Enter. Two Erics and 3 Shoops on there. Thank you guys. You guys definitely didn't have to do that. Hey, is Ryan in here now? There you go. Now we're getting the whole crew in here. I think he's in here. I don't know. Damn, that was my my scraper, my asymmetric. Set that out of the way for a second. Right, so that's shined up. That's pretty. I've done something here. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so there's the outside of it. We're going to set this off to the side for a second. I'm going to put this one back on here. I'm going to go ahead and finish the outside of it. Now that I know that I've got two halves that aren't going to fly apart, I'm not going to have to shave anything else off of it. Okay. Hair's falling down, damn it. Slow down, Billy. We got good coverage. I'm going to heat that up a little bit. Hit the outside with some beeswax. Whack and sock. Go get that out of that little bead there. Someone, who the hell down there? One for Heidi. All right, give me just a second. Enter H-E-I-D-I. You're on there, darling. Got some stuff over here on the side of this I don't necessarily like. So, what? Put the beeswax on there to float damn battleship. Turn the heat up so we can seal it in real good. Get her going. You guys hit the like button. It helps the channel out tremendously. Promotes me through the algorithm, which is obviously geared against creators and woodworkers, wood turners. Not as bad as I thought it'd be. Alright, so let's get this sumbitch off here. And then we'll chuck it up, we'll hollow out the insides. This one's the bottom, so we're going to shape it first. That came off way easier than that other one. Good thing I didn't drop that on anything heavy like a lathe bed. Later, Curtis. Thanks for stopping by, man. Okay, gotta bring that in a little bit. Bring that out. Okay. I gotta keep in mind this is cedar, so I don't want to like just crank down and mar the hell out of the finish. So what we're gonna do, it is the plan anyways, is right around, I'm gonna keep dropping my skews and stuff on the ground, so I gotta sharpen them again, because I think that's the best way to move forward today. Just gonna do that so I can just be mad as hell. I've got this line right here of this inclusion, but I kind of like the feathering on the bottom of it, so I'm going to make the lip for this right about there. Which means we're going to hollow this out, flat bottom, flat walled. And then we're going to shave probably about 1/8 of an inch off the outside diameter back to this line. That way the top has just a slip fit that sets over top of it. And then we're going to chuck them back both in the in between centers, all that cool stuff, and we're going to make sure the outside of it is exactly where we want it. I mean, I believe we're pretty damn close to center right now. Top is just a tad bit bigger than the bottom, but it's not enough to make a big difference. All right, so drop speed down just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. That's marked. Now when I come around to the front of it, I'm going to start hollowing this hellion out. For that, I'm going to try to use my bowl gouge right off the rip. Still got a good edge on it. We're going at 1,300 RPMs. Cedar, I don't want to get too crazy with it because it's cedar. From what I've found working with cedar, it's not a question of how strong is the cedar. It's like, when is the cedar going to break on me? Because it's going to break on me. Alright, I'm going to come over here and sharpen up the bevel on my straight edge. So I can get in there a little bit and round that off the way it should be. Yep, don't do that. See how bad that was. That sounded like it broke. It might not have. It didn't, that I can see. It just popped off there because I was too aggressive with the square edge. No break. So we're going to chuck it back up. We're going to get at it. I am going to, as Jeff has said 1,000,010 times to me, lighten the hell up. Oh, I did get a crack back there on the back. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. I can fix that. I'll make sure it's scheduled up in between. It's not necessarily a crack. It's a break on the wall of my mortise, where I didn't do a super deep one. Let's sit there for a second. It's 110% my fault. Jeff tells me to lighten up all the damn time, and I don't because I'm an idiot. Ryan from 77 Rockets is going to be going live at 3 Eastern time. Really ask everybody to go check him out. And the Shoops will be going live tonight, I believe, at 8 Eastern, so it'll be like 9 my time. Shoops, can you correct me on that? What time y'all going live tonight? Make sure everything is not breaking. I didn't want to put a whole lot of tension on there because Cedar and I literally just said, hey, let's not like give this hell, and then we just gave it hell because I do dumb shit. So we're going to turn this on, turn the speed down just a tad bit. And give it that soft, gentle first date touch. Not, I've been married for 15 years, bite a pillow. We'll come back up here and we'll clean up this edge. For that, we're going to have to raise up the tool rest so it only gets this top corner of that. If not, the bottom bevel of this is going to drag around that edge and you're going to get a bunch of weird stuff. Trying to listen to it as best as I can. Check for any kind of weird chattering or anything like that. Start getting chattering, especially on cedar, stuff like that. You really need to back up, evaluate what you're doing. Just wanting to shore those up to give a flat, square off bottom. Okay, see what we got going on here, see how deep we are. We can go about a quarter inch deeper. If I push it, 3/8. Give her a glance across the bottom, make sure she's all pretty. All right, now what I was talking about earlier, we're gonna turn the speed down on this. We're gonna raise this up to where it's actually right above center. That way we can take this top edge, and that's what's gonna be shaping that inner wall. What's up, Randy Ridge? How's it going, man? As you're getting overhang, you're going to start getting some bounce, but I'm watching the edge down here on the very bottom of this so I can shore it up with the bottom. 1/16 of an inch left. 32nd. That should give me a squared off edge all the way down the walls. And it does. Cool. So that is actually pretty flat on the bottom. We'll have to sand the walls on it. We're going to take the same scraper and we're going to come around here on the outside of this and we're going to cut a 1/8 inch recess in, and we're going to take it back to the line we done beginning with. Alright, so that's cut, fairly smooth. We gotta work on the inside of it. I'll take my smaller spindle gouge and I'm gonna put a small chamfer on the inside of this and the bottom of it. Nothing too crazy. Could honestly be done, probably done with sandpaper, but I wanted to do it with my tools. Any chance you can do something with your tool, go ahead and do it. It's only going to help you in the long run. Still got some oil on my rag over here. Get some comments while I'm doing this. Spindle gouge. That's an unusual name for a tool. Yeah. No, it's a detail spindle gouge, and you have bigger ones. Fun fact. General rule, if you can put your thumb in it, it's a bowl gouge. If it doesn't, and here's a bigger one, for a better example. This one's kind of weird because you can put your thumb in it, but it's not a super deep parabolic groove like a bowl gouge. But the spindle gouge, the detail spindle gouge, is very small. It's got that little flute on top of it. Works great for getting in tight places, stuff like that. Put some beeswax on the outer rim of this. Not going inside, remember that. Greasy love sock. See what we got here going on. Okay, so that actually that's pretty clean like. We'll be on last night. All right, cool. Make sure they're still on there. What's going on here? All right. So Here's our bottom, square walled. Got our recess. We're gonna switch places with this one over here. I'm hoping that I chuck it up and it doesn't take off flying like there's no tomorrow. It's gonna be close. Damn, it's gonna be close on that one, boy. Ooh. Ooh. I think I might have just enough. No, I don't. Okay, so how to remedy this? We're gonna make that top bevel a little bit deeper. That's why I done my first run out of cedar. I think this is the one that fought me tooth and nail coming off here too. Fucking pain in the ass all the way around. All right, we're on there. Drop this down back below there. And we're gonna have to make this center island that I worked so damn hard on and was bragging about a little bit deeper. By God, she should hold now. I'll do the same thing I've done with it before. Detail spindle. Don't like that niblet. Sand that, put some wax on it again. A lot of trial and error on new stuff. I'll probably make a few of these depending on how this works out, and I'm liking it so far. I like the simplicity of it. I like the coving and the beadwork, the option to put the engraving on top of it. I'll probably make a few of these so they can go to the big event with me in October. Last year I kicked ass there. I'm thinking this year, because it is a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday event. Earlier on Sunday, it's not too crazy popping. A lot of folks are in church, stuff like that. I think I might do our Sunday spunday live from there. I don't know. Just so I can keep it up. I really want to keep doing a Sunday spunday every Sunday. There's one thing about cedar that I absolutely do love. Cedar's kind of got that rustic, nostalgic look to it. No matter what you really do to it. And it ages beautifully. So, that's our new dome and tenon we cut in the top of it to make room, because I didn't do the job right the first time. Keep dropping my shit. Put this in here. And these, the old-fashioned days that I go to, I've kind of lucked out the past few years. And I'm not talking nonsense about anybody that shows up at these. I've been the only one, because me and my wife usually go set up together. I've been the only one that's actually putting out, like, say it like this. And once again, not knocking any other craft. Handmade woodwork. Like, you'll have a bunch of people that will, once again, before I say this, I'm not knocking anybody's craft. they'll laser engrave like a bunch of stuff they got from Amazon, and to me that is not necessarily. I mean, it's a form of woodworking. You sell crafts and stuff like that, I get it, but I'm the only one that makes my own stock and then goes through the problems of actually stylizing and engraving my own stock. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and pop this out here and show you all what the hell's going on. My stash came in. These are the coins that will be going in the bottoms of all my stuff. My engraver will be here tomorrow. Let me see if I can get that to lock for y'all. They are grooved around the side, and I'll be able to have the Whack and Shack logo with the lathe, the bowl, 3D engraved, or it's actually DeLauder and Son is what I put on my bowls under. Bowls, not balls. And I think it's going to add a very, very nice touch to my stuff. So I'm excited about that. I want to bring that out here and show you guys. And what we'll do is I've left enough stock in the bottom in here. Once we get these finished and lined up the way we want to, I'll throw this side in the big chuck. Just put enough tension on it to cut the exact diameter in the bottom. That way we can sink one of those bad boys in there. What will you use to adhere the coins to the projects? I'll probably use an epoxy. 2-ton epoxy or a 5-minute combo binary epoxy. And then I don't necessarily want to put them on top of... Who the hell done that? Shoops. I'll add you. Give me a second. I don't necessarily want to add the epoxy to the cutting board surface of the cutting board. It'll probably be underneath of it, but I want that maker's coin on there. To me, that's kind of like put you up a step above everybody else around you. Let me throw them on here. Hold on. What I forget. Colton. Thank you, Eric. It means a lot. I would buy something on Amazon to base what I make on, but I still make what I sell myself. See, I can totally understand that. If you want to get something, like figure out how it works and be like, all right, I'm making the hell out of that. I get that. But I know dudes that will spend $2,000, $3,000 buying nothing but slate coasters, pre-cut, like the rubber wood cutting board blanks and the acacia wood blanks and stuff like that. And they'll market them with their banner, handmade cutting boards, yada yada, all that. And then, like, I've literally seen them pull the plastic off as they came out of the box. Like, to me, that's not woodworking. I used to be a stickler on CNC machines. I don't have a CNC machine anymore because I got rid of it. Because I can carve lettering faster than my CNC machine. I'm not bragging, but I started off with hand tools, and there's been a few of you guys that's been in the three-way lives with me and Ryan and all them, and you've seen me knock out lettering and stuff while I'm talking. It just comes second nature. And I'm very thankful for my ability to do that. Now, like hand carving, like doing crazy stuff like that, no, I don't do that. I will eventually get another CNC machine. I just don't think that I need one now. I would like to have one to do like crazy florets and roses and stuff like that to put on pieces of furniture and boxes. But, yeah, I don't have a CNC. I used to. I got rid of it. Shoops, you're on there. All right, we're going to straighten up this side first. Shore it up, make sure it's flat. First thing we're going to establish is that wall that this will slide into, and then we'll focus on hollowing everything out. Let me bust out the old bowl gouge, which cool thing about cutting cedar is you don't dull them down real quick. I know that I'm moving the point with the flute facing the wood towards the center. Do as I say, not as I do. That's just a shearing cut on the grains of it. I'm sorry. I need to lower this down because I'm back to my bowl gouge. I want my bottom wing to be lined up with center, not my top wing or the point of it. Gives you a better cut that way. Actually, I'm going to bust out my spindle gouge because this thing's growing on me. I was more scared of working the spindle gouge than I was the learning how to use the skew. All right, that's going to give us enough room to start chamfering in and sizing this rim up. That we're going to bust out square nose that I've been utilizing way more than I should here lately. There's probably 1,000,010 technical ways to do this. Sometimes I like eyeballing it, you know. Try not to make it where it gets stuck and do like a full-on suction fit on it. But if I could achieve like a piston fit, that'd be cool too. Raise this up just a little bit because we're cutting with the outside edge of this. I don't know what the hell that was. Someone's beeping. All right, so when we're doing those walls like that, we're cutting at probably like 10 o'clock and we're above center. Got to take off just a tad bit more to make that fit right, and we're going to come back in here and do that now. Once we establish that, we'll set our depth and then we'll dome the inside. That should fit. Might not. Might be real close. Oh, she is right on the money. When you take her down just a tad bit more. Because if you remember, we only took an 1/8 inch off the outside of that other piece. All right, now she's fitting. All right. Start hollowing out the center of that, and then we'll bring the walls up flush. I've got about, I think it was, from what I've seen there, I got about 3/8 of an inch to cut that wall back in there more, so I have some room to play with that. The inside of it's going to have a nice decorative dome to it. Maybe a little bit of beadwork just to see what we can pull off with this. Beadwork always looks phenomenal when you're using it, like, you know, with the multicolors and drastic changes of cedar. So let's give it a shot. First thing I'm going to do is find the bottom of my worm screw hole. Because this piece, I had to shave the top portion off a little bit. She's gonna be close too. Symmetric scraper. Just to clear that up. Try not to join the funnel club. There's that. Turn the speed up a little bit. Hit a fresh edge on this square nose. Now, I'm not going to make this flat across the top. I do want to give it a little bit of dome. So I'm going to give it dome. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut this sidewall length to where it'll set flush on that. And then we'll do all of our shaping from that point on. I think that might be just about where we need to be on that part. Let's see. I've got literally like a 64th of an inch to get out of there. Get out. Damn it. Just a wee bit more. What's up, Show and Love? Shoops is still in here. Johnny, what's up, man? Oh, don't do that, dummy. Right, we're gonna give it just a tad bit more up here on the top. That should have her did. That should have her did right there. Like that. But I am a glutton for punishment. I am sitting right there, so I got plenty of room to work with. A couple inconsistencies on the outside edge of this, and I want motherfucker. How bad did I break that? Broke that all to hell and back. Give me a second, boys and girls. We're going to speed run that. Sometimes you break things. Sometimes things break you. It's imperative that you're not the one that gets broken. But when you look at it, hindsight being 20/20, I just got my ass handed to me by a piece of cedar. So, watch me mock Jesus this. that was my top. So of course that one had all the crazy beadwork and depth and everything to it. We're getting ready to get real stupid real quick like. I'm gonna put my face shield on. I'm gonna speed through this. Ain't gonna be a whole lot of talking. So, and break and replace, yes. Set that over there. Bring this in here. Drop that down. Fire it up. Watch me whip it, nay-nay. Size comparison on it. Your boy's not a production turner by any means, but I'll make this quick. On the money. Cool. And now I'm gonna do some beadwork on top of this real quick. Spindle detail. Blood pressure through the fucking roof. Line. Line. Give it love, give it love, give it love, give it love. Erase that nonsense. Where you at, buddy? Wait, my code's further down somewhere. That's not going to help too. Code. forgot. Hold on. Lay this over here. Spindle detail. That. Send her up. Oh. There's that. Damn YouTube kicking people out, especially Mike Wilson, my moderator. Sons of bitches. Alright, it's cool. You didn't miss anything. Just me shattering the lid of this, starting from scratch and doing a production run to try to knock it out real quick. That isn't enough to piss you off. Speed, because we're putting wax on this. Dirty sock. All right, back to where we were. Upside, this is going to be just a tad bit taller than the other one. Downside, I don't know if it's really going to affect the original design flow. I'll shatter the other one. I'll turn it down and make something cool out of it, or use it as a sample piece to show what happens whenever you put too much pressure on fucking cedar, because I'm an idiot. Alright, we're all the way in the dovetail on that one. Back to where we were. Start this off by shoring up this face. Where'd you go, Billy? There you are. All right. Drop her down a little bit. Probably the way I should have done it to begin with. Reckon everything happens for a reason or something like that. I don't know. But turning and learning, man, that's all it is. Alright, see where our fit's at. If we have a fit yet, which I doubt we do. we're going to go ahead and dome this on the inside first. It's out of the way. All right, let's check this and see if we're back to where we were before all hell broke loose and I broke the walls. We're right at it. Okay. Where that is cedar, I'm not going to take it a whole lot thinner than that. I might have to chuck this back up and tape the inside or shape the inside of it a little bit because I've got more of box thinning than I do sidewall, and that might very well be what happens. But I am going to dome the inside of this right real quick. Look, I know what I said, all right, damn it. Now I've only got to shape a very, very little bit off the outside of this, and I could still keep the overall diameter that I wanted. All right, so spindle detail, a couple coves on the inside of this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Bead on the outside, then we got a cove. I want it to reflect the lid of the box. There we go. No crazy tear out or anything in there. Give the outside rim just a little bit of a sanding. Okay, we'll taper off the outside of this just a little bit, and that box will be done. Give the beeswax some love on the outside. Sorry about that, y'all. Got a little off track there for a minute. It has been alleviated. Do something stupid here. Our shoulder square. I'll round this off a little bit. There we go. See if this fits. Just a little bit more on that outside edge. Might need to sand it, soften it up a little bit. What's up, Tina? How's it going? Joseph, how's it going? If you're in here, I know he's in here. Clap that out. All right. Put some beeswax on that. Build up a lot of beeswax. Speed up. Ow, it's fucking hot. Alright, so this is what we made out of cedar construction lumber from an estate sale. It's in my face. Dome top. Clear on the bottom. Little indent there so we can do initials or whatever. Ooh, about dropped her. So, little cedar jar. Recessed lid. Honestly, I think it'd be a little bit cooler if we cut this down a few inches, or probably about a ½ inch, quarter inch. Yeah, this wood, this is some of the wood from the estate sale. I got 2 pieces of cedar out of the deal. Set that over there. Now, the goal was, I wanted to do the same style thing out of these 2 pieces of laminated cherry and walnut that I have. Yeah, I probably do need to come get those. Everyday American, also another wood YouTuber. Dude is He's a falconer now. He's a big wildlife guy, but damn good friend of mine. But he's getting into falconry, so I'm just waiting any day now to get bombarded by attack birds or some shit. Thank you, Heidi. Means a lot. All right. So, goal is kind of going to try to do the same thing here, and then after we get these two marbled out real quick, I want to work on this big ass chunk of maple. Now that we know how to do it, and hopefully this don't give us 9 kinds of hell while we're doing it, that's going to be the plan. So there is hardwoods in that. I'm going to hit my bowl gouge with a fresh edge, and then we're going to get right into it. I don't know if this blank's going to hold up. It might. Definitely feel the difference in consistencies of wood in there. I should probably turn you guys down there so you can see what the hell's going on, you know. But the walnut is something fierce. I ain't gonna lie. All right. Still needs a couple more pieces to go around on it. Later, Pilato. Okay, but that's actually looking fairly good. I do have some tear out in the cherry, which I knew that when I glued it together. See what we got here. Okay, she's round. All right. So I do have some nasty tear out right there. I'm gonna put some CA on that. Just not nasty tear out, but the cherry itself. It's got a couple punky spots in it. Put some dust in there right real quick. Got some on the bottom too. We'll handle that here in a minute. I don't know how well that would work for one of those little vessels we just made, but why not? Alright, see what we got here. Need to shore up the sides of that for sure. And then we'll work on the bottom. Round that off. We're not gonna put any crazy beading or anything on this one. This one's gonna let the wood speak for itself. Where this is segmented, I am gonna put a little bit more of a tenon in there. There it is. Gave her an around the world real quick. Should have done that. All right. I don't know why I hit the bottom of that yet. I still got to come over here and dish the bottom of this a little bit so it sits flat on a table and not proud. We'll do that right real quick like. Domed a little bit, not too crazy. Sand our cove, sand our edge. Just so this doesn't look like we just hit it with a damn parting tool when we put some thought in it. Come over here and we're gonna put a bead right around the bottom of our cove. I know I said I wasn't gonna do it, damn it, but I did. All right, turn this down real slow like, see what we got going on here. Man, that's still got a lot of tear out in there. It's okay. We're going to shave off probably about half an inch of this one here in a second. Thank you to like all you guys for being here. I know that me breaking that lid there a few minutes ago kind of like derailed everything. Took the fun out of the party, but it means a lot that you guys show up on Sundays and stuff like that. Yeah, okay, here's that one off here. Yeah, so let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here before we get all wild on this. Got some tear out right here and across the top. Now, across the top, I'm not too worried about. That'll add a little bit of figure or something like that. It's actually going to be in the bottom. But I don't know if that's going to cut out whenever I go to build that that wall. So I don't know where the hell I done that. We're going to shape the other one. Lady right here. Nothing to her but to do her. And honestly, this is all my fault because when I was gluing these up, I seen the tear out in the chair, or the, why do I keep calling it tear out? But the defects and stuff in the cherry, and I was like, we could work around it. Now I'm like, damn it, how am I going to work around that? So, what's that lever you keep adjusting? Which one? This one or this one, man? Or this one over here? That's the speed control. Let's get back into her. Don't do that. Remember, I do dumb stuff. I'm by no means a pinnacle of safety. I'm pretty sure OSHA's got wanted posters of me up in their home office. Gotta take it down a little bit more, guys. Okay, so we gotta shore up the sides of this a little bit. Make it parallel. Square it off, you know. I know you guys can hear that ticking in there. That's actually that right there. I've got a little bit of inclusion that's not supporting the grain behind it. But I'm here for the party. Okay, shore up the front of this a little bit, round it off. A little bit of that. Hell with it. I know I said we wasn't. I don't care. I'm here to party. Sorry, didn't mean to bump y'all. Now on this one we need to decide if the lid is going to inset or outset on the lid. Or the body, I'm sorry. What's up, Spunday? How's it going? Alright, let's see what we got here. Hell with it. Let's run with it. On this one, I am going to use my Shine Juice and beeswax just to see what the hell happens, honestly. Alright. There we go. Let's get the other piece on here and get it shored up, and then we'll work on the inside guts of them. So this one's going to be the, this will be the bottom. Oh, hell, Shoops. Give me just a second. I'll get back on there. What's up, Turner Merchant? How's it going, brother? Nasty sock. Knock that shit off. This is the one that's got all the bark inclusions in it that we're probably going to have to cut down. But isn't that big of a deal, really. You always take wood off. You can't ever put wood back on. Alright, so this is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the top. A little bit of a camber, not much. But all the lines line up. That's what I want. So, flip this over. Hopefully it don't blow apart my face. I'm not one to care, really. I think we're going to make the walls on this one a little bit more recessed, so if I do have air with these inclusions, I'll have I'm not going to make them as deep either. Yeah. No deep wall doors. Okay. Don't do that. Just like before, we're going to raise the tool stock up, or tool rest up a little bit, because we're cutting with this top corner. Okay. I'm going to do this. This is probably real dumb. But on the last time that we done this, it gave me a little bit of beef fitting the lid. I want to make sure that that shoulder is exactly squared off. I did leave this shoulder drastically thicker than the other one because, well, one, segmented or laminated. Two, we do have those inclusions. So, sand this out, get onto the lid, knock this out real quick. Ow. Bitch. sand over the edges, chamfer them just a little bit. Right over there. Flies around here are fucking insane, man. That tastes horrible. Got 193 likes in here. Everybody hit that like button for me, man. Come on. Go. I put the shoots over here on the list before I forget them. You're on there, guys. I didn't forget about you, I promise. I got real sidetracked. Oh yeah, that's not screwed on there for one. That's good ass. Hell yeah, Tanya. Hell yeah, Perry. Not your average. Whoa, hold on a minute. God, Shoobs, man, you all ain't got to do that, bro. I appreciate the hell out of it. Fucking 4 more for the Shoobs. Enter Shoobs. Enter Shoobs. Enter Shoobs. Enter Shoobs. 4 more for y'all. Alright, so that's the inside of that. Set this over here for just a minute. Now, as I look at this, and start eyeballing everything, we're probably going to have to shape down the outside of the top of this one just a tad bit to make it flush fit walls. But I was kind of counting on that. If you notice, this one's a little bit of a bigger heifer. Same thing as last time. First thing we're going to do is we're going to establish that inner wall shelf. So we'll know exactly where we're working from and where we got a hollow. That'll be the key for the entire thing. Probably need to drop my tool rest because I was working at above center there, working on the inside of that curve. It's definitely bigger than that. Now we're going to start sizing up, seeing how much we can reduce for this. Not a whole hell of a lot. Okay, cool. looking at probably about 1/4 of an inch overall, so 1/8 on this side. Very, very close. Okay, now we're fitting. Now, my big thing is I gotta shave off a little bit on the outside of this to make this flush fit with that. Much as I don't want to do that, we're gonna have to, or it's gonna look really damn goofy. Raise that up. Bowl gouge. Turn the speed down a little bit. That's all we're going to be able to shape on there for a second. Ow, fuck me, didn't mean to do that. I hope I didn't break it. No, I didn't. All right. We're going to cut this shoulder back in, and then I'm going to shave off probably about that much at the bottom, so the top will be a little bit more distinct from the bottom on this one. I wasn't really super, it was cool looking, but I wasn't really super thrilled about how in the cedar one, the top was a little bit bigger than the bottom. do something really stupid here. Be gone. There's your daily dose of me using a carbide. I just want you to know that I have the best wife in the world. She just brought me an omelet with fresh on the room and a Heinz filling. Dude, that sounds pretty fucking banging, I ain't gonna lie. Since I killed the last sandpaper. Turn this down a little bit because I guarantee I got rough edges on the inside. Yeah, from that nonsense I done earlier. Because it makes perfect sense to change your design 3/4 of the way through. Make sure this fits on here right the way I want it. We're going to take the heifer in a little bit. I almost call her a whore. I don't like calling them whores. This is going to be fairly sketchy because I do have these inclusions right here that run all the way through that side, as you can see. So we're going to be on our best level of safety, I reckon. All right. I like that. Cool. We're going to clean up this outside edge with a sandpaper, not with a square inch. Still got a little bit of a flare right here at the bottom of this, and I need to fix that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the entire upper wall. Towards the same diameter as the bottom part, and then we are going to round off these edges to make it like a little bead for like a purchase area whenever you go to grab it. Maybe that'll work. Don't need to be super crazy with your beading on this. Bring her in like that. Now you got a little bit of a bead. Sets the bottom part away from the top part. Hides our mistake. Now we come inside. Come inside. And we're going to dome that. Straight to the fucking dome piece. Speed up. domed. We're going to take our square and scraper that's been the star of this show. Take that off there. There is my detail spindle. One, two. Yeah. Where are you at? Coving tool. That's domed. That's coved. Let's sander. Put the grease on her. I don't got them about to cuts me. Sorry, said that word that I try not to say. Thank you, Thunder Gouge. I wasn't going to go all decorative on this and ornamental and stuff, but I feel like I kind of need to. One, to hide the inclusions and shit like that. But two, because, like, I don't know, you don't see a lot of laminated stuff. Especially where the laminations are running horizontal. Ooh, I got a line there. Come on, work with me, Billy. Running low on paper towels in the old shop. Got about a half a roll left. Hold the side for a second. Color is a great choice. Spiraling tool. What about the spiraling tool? Let me know what you need, shoot. Pepper with some wax. Yeah. I think we're done. bottom, there's the top. And just to make sure that the grains line up, they do. Got a good fit. Comes on easy, goes off. A little bit of resistance, not too much. We've got some coving in the top. Thank you, Perry. Coving, deep cove, little bead there. So once again, we can engrave like a last initial or something like that. I do have some dust on here I got to clean up from where it was on the back of the chuck. Inside of it, we got a mirror image of the bead and then the cove on there. And then the bottom, we got a slight cove to tie it all together. So, yeah, I think I like that. That one. And then here's the one we done earlier. See what I mean by the top on this one's a little bit taller. I think this one's more proportionate with the bead. I'll put this in my craft fair pile, unless one of y'all want it. But this one is walnut and cherry. Now it does have a little bit of issues, like some of those inclusions came all the way through. But good thing is, whenever you put the lid up in it, it seals it off. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Merchant. Thank you, Not. I think it gives a little bit of character. All right, now this one has had me worried the entire live stream. And I'm not going to be on here for a whole lot longer because Ryan is getting ready to go on here at I think 1 or something like that his time. I'm pretty sure he's got posted now because he stays on top of that because he's more up to beat on that shit. This is a giant chunk of that maple. Now, if this is hard maple, this is going to be harder than hen's teeth to turn. I have to move you guys back a little bit. It's a big old boy. Now, if this is soft maple, we can knock this heifer out right real quick. She got her own gravitational pull. All right, what I am going to do, pull this over here. Move this out the way. We are going to use a tailstock support on this because I'm dumb. I'm not stupid. Big difference. Just wanted to love up, kiss the end of it, bring that around. Maple, so regardless, even if it's soft maple, it's still going to be fairly stout. Fresh edge on our bowl gouge. Don't fall. Cool. I'm going to bring this in just a tad bit because we're going to have to shape this thing round on the bottom. See where we're at. Holy sheep shit. Down because that's super convenient. We'll bring this in a little bit, maybe. All right. Right now I'm really just wanting to get some symmetry to this and a little bit of balance. I thought all this was ash when I bought it yesterday. Have a little bit of overhang where the tool rest is positioned. That's just the nature of the beast on it when you're rounding it out like this. Stand off the side. see where we're at on this. I know we're not nowhere near square, but it will give us an idea. I know I had a piece break off in there somewhere, right there on that corner. All right, so now we're going to come in here, and we're probably going to get a little bit more aggressive with our cuts. A couple of you guys were asking about not having a bowl gouge. What do I use? I've got this the bigger spindle. I kind of modified it a little bit. It works pretty good. You can't be as super aggressive with it as you are with the bowl gouge. We're still cutting above center. Don't do that. Edge or something right there, of course, because we're not round yet. But there's one piece that bounces higher than everything else. It's right there. Do have a little bit of a crack in there too. I'm kind of worried about that. But we're gonna keep pressing on. I'm gonna put a fresh edge on this. There's a difference, I think. Once again, this is wood we got from an estate sale yesterday. Like I said, I thought it was ash. It's not. This is very clearly maple. And I don't know how long this has been setting. It wasn't wax cover or anything. This was like straight off, cubed off the log. Sitting in the back corner of a shop. We're not going to pass the very end of it. gotta fix that. Bring this top edge in so we don't get any crazy ass tear out. I don't know. Not yet. Mock Jesus. Not mock Jesus. Alright. See what we're working with here. I still got I'm still got square spots on there. Alright. I'll run you too, boy. Bring the tool rest closer. Now we're cruising right around 2400 RPM. Still a little bit of a catch in there. Fresh edge. Notice this is getting progressively harder as I get towards the center. Just about got that flat spot out of there, I think. A little bit more. Just a little bit more. Alright, I don't feel it anymore. That's a plus. Clear shape off the bottom, put a tenon on this, and a foot. Good thing about this is the build that I'm wanting to do with this, because this is pretty sure hard maple, I don't have to make the walls very thin on this at all. And it's going to be more of a chunkier build. I'll bust out the spindle for this. Okay. definitely hard maple. The base we're doing on this, I'm gonna need a bigger foot. Okay, that's smooth. Take my spindle detail, clean up this outside edge just a little bit. Alright, something we haven't done on the pieces today. We're going to do it on this one. I just tried to turn off the other lathe that's not even running. We're going to take our dummy round for our maker's coin. We're going to measure that up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and tap the inset in there for that. There we go. You guys have no idea how jacked I am to be able to put these coins in the bottom of here. Oh shit, don't come on loose. There we go. Drop this down a little bit. skewer. Cut the that. Turn this off, make sure our coin fits. It does. Cool. All right. We got our tenon cut. Now, cool thing about having that coin in the bottom there, that'll also hide the tailstock, which will let me run an actual bead around this. Make sure she's tight. That's spinning. That's locked. Oh, there's something going on there. Hold up. That could be it. Cool. Easy fix. More like it. Remember, kids, safety first. Don't be a fool. Grab your tool. All right, we're gonna bring the sides up on this. They're gonna be fairly straight, nothing too crazy. I've never made one of these. That didn't sell. Right up here to angled like that. Alright, cool. See what the outside of this looks like. Don't grab your chuck to slow it down. That's me being a dumbass. Do got some cracks in there. I don't think they go all the way through, but we're going to make sure they don't go all the way through. I don't really know where they go. WB, Michael, safety first, always, yeah. And back for that. Cool. So we got a very straight wall. The walls on this are going to be actually fairly thick. They're 3/8 to maybe a full 1/2 inch.
And the reason being is I'm going to take that other piece of maple I got over there, and I'm going to build a pestle for this with a decorative handle. And we're going to smash this sumbitch, and we're going to make a mortar and pestle, but a big sized one. That's usually the problem with these. Like, you don't see a lot of bigger mortar and pestles. Soldier made one just the other day. It was pretty badass. Yesterday, I believe. Take the modified asymmetric and go around the outside of it and try to make sure we get any of that glue that's hanging off there, which we did a pretty good job. Got a little bit more right up here at the top. We're not going to put any kind of oils or anything on this. Only we're going to put on this is beeswax, because I know for sure it's 100% safe. Hit that with some grit first. Y'all check out and see if Ryan's gone live yet. I don't think he has, but I'm gonna try to hurry this up because I don't want to miss his live, because he's supposed to be turning a monster too. Alright, she's smooth. She's real smooth. Okay. Take that off there. Definitely gonna have to get my chuck to get this big sumbitch off here. Jesus! Set that down there for a minute. This and this. This one's she got some beef to her. She a thick girl. So we're gonna use the bigger jawed, the 4-inch jaw chuck. And do an expansion in the mortise. And that should give us a pretty good purchase area on the inside of that. I have to do a bigger foot on that, so I figure if I'm gonna do a bigger foot, I might as well take advantage of the real estate and put a bigger mortise in it, because when you do a mortise and pestle, usually when you see them, like the bottoms of them are all broke around the lip and stuff, because everyone puts a really tiny foot on here, but they don't put like enough to support the constant beating. I hope that is going to be enough. I hope like hell that's going to be enough. That bit's shallow. 77 is not live on YouTube. Awesome. Alright, we're going to set that on there. We're going to do some cuts to lighten this before we pop the tail center out. I'm going to try to keep this in here for as much as I can, just to support the weight on this, because I have a very shallow mortise on the back of this. I'm going to bust out the old spindle. Alright, now we're going to establish our jaw thickness. And I wasn't playing when I said we was going to keep her thick, boys and girls. We're going for about there. Quick edge one here. Later, Michael Wilson. Love you, brother. Shit. Hope she don't fly off here because she's heavy. Step y'all back just a wee bit. it's funny when you first start and you're like, oh, I just want to make ribbons. And then after you get to where you can make ribbons, you're like, damn it, those things are in the way. What's up, Highback? How's it going? Joseph, how's it going, brother? I'm not ignoring y'all, I promise. Mortar and pestle. But yeah, pretty much a big ass bolt. We have about an inch to go. I think I can achieve that fairly quick with this, and then we'll round off the top of it. I don't do this a lot. This will give me a little bit more control on the inside. Okay. Oh shit. Okay. That's not bad for a yard sale find, not gonna lie. Yep, I believe that's where we want the depth to be on that. Which is good because I'm about tired of playing with it. We'll round this off just a little bit. Okay. Slow her down. Hit her with the sander. Come on, y'all. I got 255 likes in here. I'm almost done. I got to do a spindle or a spindle. Give me the 275. Break my record. Thank you, Choops. Hey, Not, I told you anytime, man, you want to get a hold of me, I'll be more than happy to set up a Zoom and work with you, brother. I ain't like some of these folks on here that claim to be a professional. In the words of Billy Shoop, I'm just an untrained professional. Okay, the outside of that is smooth. The inside of that is smooth. We're going to hit her with some of this Scotch-Brite. Just to take off any unevensies we have. Give it a real fine shaving like. Got a rough spot there, but I know that's that where I had that crack. No, yeah, it's right there on that crack. Son of a bitch. I'm not gonna be able to do a whole lot for that. I'm gonna try to hit the outside of it with the bowl scraper one more time just to try to clear that up because that's way too pretty just to leave. And I'm afraid that I'm gonna get beeswax. Much better. That. Let's hear with the epic damn it beeswax. For that, I am going to turn the speed up. Right about there. I would like to keep this golden color, this white, this lighter wood. We're not putting any kind of finish on here other than the beeswax. Nothing but beeswax, baby. We want to make sure this is 100% food safe. That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Got my bake shelf on here right now. Stay with me. the grains going, keep the kind of, get the hell out of here, you big ass dragonfly. You know what? I'm just gonna let that dragonfly kick it. He seems pretty cool. Put you on there. Put you in there. Knock them off. Yeah, that looks centered enough for me. Yeah, sure. We'll run with it. All right. Anchor you there. Anchor you there. Take you in. Get back, little dragonfly. Shit's gonna go crazy here in a minute. Spindle gouge. Alright, that's smooth. So we're not going to do anything too crazy on this. We're just going to make a decorative pestle. That right there. I'll go over and get my smaller spindle gouge, or my little bit smaller spindle gouge. For that, I want to put a bead right there. That'll come in very important here in a minute. I'll put a bead right there. And I'm going to get out my skew. Bring that up underneath that first bead. Give the bottom of that first bead a little bit of round over. Not nothing crazy. Come up here to this top bead. I'm gonna round that off too. Using the bottom of my long end. Bring that in. Pretty good there. On this end right here. We're going to round it off as well. 272 likes. Hell yeah, give me 3 more. Okay, so we're going to sand this in first. And what I'm ultimately going to do, because it depends on how big of a materials you're mashing, put a little bit of a bead right there too. We're going to sand the hell out of this real quick. Come in here and love up on that edge, because we're going to clean that in just a second. I think that'll be a pretty good pestle. What's up, man of the horse? Alright, we're going to take this off here, mount it in our small chuck so I can... These decorative lines that I put in here right about here and here. We're going to use those for chucking index points for our actual chuck jaws. I think. Anyway. Pretty sure that's over here because it's exactly right. You don't need it to be. Ow. No, that's not it. Give me a minute. I'm hurried. Being rushed like a one-legged man in an ass kicking contest over here. Show right there. It's off me. Thank you. Quite frankly, I'm not 100% sure what I've done with my Never mind, I found it. I knew exactly where it was. I was just testing it out. Never catch that fucking thing, no matter how hard I try. All right, let's turn this on. Turn it way the hell down. We're going to do this. We need to make sure that it's actually seating in there. It's a pretty good gap. Nothing too crazy. You can use whatever scraper you want to for this. We're turning straight, so I'm going to attempt to do this where you guys can see what the hell's going on. I don't want that dimple in the center there because it's a place for food to get stuck. Now the dimple's gone. So we're going to give this more of a blunted edge. Give it a sand and hit it with beeswax. Well, damn, we broke 385, boys. Hell yeah. We're 15 away from the big money. Alright, there's that. Remember, no oil on this because you don't know what people are going to say they're allergic to. I ain't never seen anybody that's allergic to beeswax yet. Crusty ass sock. Icarus effect incoming. No, I don't. There we go. Alright, we'll bust this off here, flip it around to the other side of it, and we will call her a wrap, fellers and jet ladies. Okay. No, you can't be on there unless you're going to be as secure as the first one was. That's just a fucking party rule, man. Yeah, fuck you. I don't want to clamp it down, but I'm going to have to. So we'll deal with the outcome if there is any. Okay, we're going to roll over this edge. Oh shit, don't do me like that, Billy. We want this top piece to be comfortable for the hand. People are going to be working their hand against that. No one's going to want to use your shit if it's uncomfortable to use. So this is a very clean, no burn lines, no collars, no beadwork, nothing crazy like that. I guess it does have a little bit of beadwork right there. But just very sleek, very simple, very heavily constructed mortar and pestle. Like I said, my other live, I like making stuff that's utilitarian. People can use it, and if it can look good while people using it, or it has that wow effect, they tend to buy it more, which helps keep the lights on in the shop. Yeah. All right. Bring you guys up top, see what she looks like. Mortar and pestle. There's our very basic mortar. She's sturdy. Pestle, or a pestle mortar. So we done that today. They're over here. We done the little cedar hidden flange box, beadwork on top and bottom. And then we done this big ass, which I'm pretty tickled with. Segmented, or laminated, I'm sorry, walnut and cherry hidden flange box. Jewelry, whatever you want to. You leave a little medallion hole up top so you can put like engraved initials, stuff like that on it. We are chilling out at 296 likes right now. I've only got about 6-7 names, maybe 8 on the wheel. But I'm a man of my word. I am going to spin it. Before I do that, I would like to tell everybody to check out the other channels in here. Please go check out Ryan as soon as I'm done. The shoots are going live tonight. Michael Wilson, Jeff from 2 Minute Tips for Woodturners, all the channels on here. Please go check them out. Fucking solid-ass group of people. Hell of a family. Now, with that being said, thanks to Brad from Got Wood LLC. Use the code WHACKER, WHACKER. I did actually use a piece of wood from Brad today for the mortar in my pestle. Or the pestle to my mortar, whatever. But use the code WACKER and hook up with a hell of a discount. And then I didn't use anything from Strong Ink today. Kits in. I did get some pepper grinder kits in. I'm getting ready to bust those loose. What's up, Todd? How's it going, brother? Use the code TheWhackinShack during your checkout and your checkout notes, and Strong Ink will hook you up with a free gift. I only had a few people sign up for the raffle today, but like I said, I'm a man of my word. I am going to pop that out now. Salvador Lucho, what's up, man? So, for the guys just popping in, today we made the estate sale maple, mortar and pestle, the cedar hidden flange box, and then the walnut and cherry, laminated with the bead, cove and beadwork on top and bottom, hidden flange box. So, that being said, you all got about 45 seconds to get your name in the raffle if you want it, and we're going to go for the walnut and cherry beadwork box. And then I'm taking my big ass inside and taking a shower. Thank you guys, it means a lot. I'm not gonna lie and try to steal designs. It's not what I do. I seen the Shoops. They were turning this just straight wall box the other day with a knob built into the lid, and I was like, I wonder what would happen if you put like the same kind of top on the bottom so it'd be symmetrical, and then you threw a bead in the middle of it, and then maybe done it with some laminated wood. So the Shoops, they're the ones that brainchilded that idea. I just threw it up in my noggin and done some weird shit with it. But please like and subscribe. We have broke 7,000 subscribers finally. It is a huge relief. I'm trying to keep climbing. I don't see myself breaking a million subscribers anytime soon, but the road to 10K is a thing. If you don't have goals, you don't have nothing. 300 likes. Come on, one more. Let's get it. Now, with that being said, we're going to go over here. We're going to spin this wheel. Laser will be here tomorrow so I can do the coins that I showed you guys. So hopefully the 3 pieces from last week and then this week, Shoops are going in there for one more. Of course they are. Thank you very much. I may put you on the list. So, damn, I think I should just mail it to the Shoops. There's not even going to be a whole lot of shuffling on this. Pin, everything. That'll all probably go out Tuesday, Wednesday morning. I'm going to send it all out once. I got some orders to send out too, so I don't see no point making like 10 trips to the post office. We got stickers. I've got Dan's blue and black urn bowl. He wanted that. And then I've got Knot. I'm pretty sure it's John from Knot. Maybe Ken. I don't know. He sent me the email. I got his curly maple with Paduke lid that's got to go out to him. I got stickers for both those. I got Heidi's Red Palm gold fountain pen. It's got to go out as well. And by the amount of names on this, it's going to be a snowball's chance in hell if anybody gets this other than the Shoops and Heidi. With that being said, I got 300 likes. There's 222 people in here. Let's spin the wheel. I'll take you over here. We'll shuffle it. I'm going to call it a wrap and get a shower. Thank you guys for being here. It means the world to me. 300 likes is insane for me. Our numbers are growing and growing by the week. Oh, I dropped my vape in the sawdust. Damn it. Dust this off. Shop laptops have a very short lifespan. All right, so let me get you up here to where you can see what the hell's going on. My shuffle, 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 shuffle. The fucking Shoops are dominating this wheel. 10, 11. That's 11 times we alternated that wheel, people. It's up to fate at this point. It's probably coming your way, Heidi. Let's go. Can y'all see it? If anybody wins this other than the Shoops, I'm going to shit my pants. It was so close to being Eric. Thank you very much. Shoops, this one will be coming your way as well. I think I'm going to try to throw you guys a coin in the bottom of it so you can see exactly what I'm talking about when I do that. I've got your address because you guys have won almost as much shit as Joseph Sarton off me. Or Joe the Carpenter. Oi! With that being said, it's hot. It's humid as hell. I've turned a lot of wood today. I need a dedicated day just to clean the mound of sawdust under my lathe out. So, with that being said, peace. Love y'all. God bless. Wear deodorant. Drink water. Love y'all. I'm out. And I'm hitting the button now. Bam. Love y'all. Bye.